Uh-oh, I'm in some trouble. Stick around. All right, thanks for coming. This is Jeff here again. By trouble, I am in some trouble. I am speaking of the band Trouble. Doom metal band from America, been around since the 80s. In one of my previous videos recently, last week or so, I showed an album that I had recently got some more in while I was out of town last week. And let's start here. So like I said, Trouble is a doom metal band. Eric Wagner, the vocalist, is most well known for that. He has years ago left the band, and they have replaced him on the last album they did, which was it was a handful of years ago now. They haven't done a whole lot recently. Last album was in 2013, so 7 years. That was the only album they really put out that had a different singer, except this live album, live in Los Angeles. Now, it's been on my list. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'll eventually get around to getting it. But again, one of those things where on Amazon it dropped down to like $11 the other day. So I said, okay, I'm going to get it now. Now, I was looking at it, reading about it, reading some reviews, and just heard lots of people on Amazon just scathing reviews. So the singer is Corey Clark. Now, Corey Clark is a singer known for Warrior Soul. Honestly, I don't know if I know any songs by Warrior Soul. May have heard of if they were on the radio. I know the name, and I probably know whatever hits they had, but never had an album. Don't really know a lot about them. But was reading about this album before I bought it, and people were just like, "Oh, his vocals are horrible, scratchy, just horrible," So I was kind of leery. I hadn't heard this album yet, but when the price dropped, and I went ahead and made the purchase. And of course, with Amazon, you buy it. A lot of times they send you the auto rip, which they did in this case. So while I'm waiting for it to come in, so I went ahead and downloaded it and listened to it. I can sort of see the roughness of the vocals, but honestly, it sounded good with the music that we got going here. So some of the people that were really hating on it, I wasn't feeling it. I thought it was pretty good. So. It was I think from what I read, it was a quick thing. They pulled him in, they did the concert, so it wasn't like there's a whole story behind it. But it didn't sound horrible. It's not bad. I like it. I dig it. It's on black vinyl. It's normal. Nothing here. Nothing special here. So yeah, got me some new Trouble. I still got a long way to go on getting their vinyl. I only have like their second and third album, I believe. All right, so let me back up. In a video 2 or 3 videos ago, I spoke of this one, which is one of their vinyl releases of their Demos and Rarities Part 2. Now, these were kind of like bootleg CDs that came out, and I have them. And when I went back and revisited them, because it's been a while since I've listened to them, and I remember initially listened to them a long time ago when they came out and thinking, this is those demos and rarities and unreleased stuff. And they always tend to be low quality, bootleggy, demo-y, blah, blah, blah. Just, they weren't really great. And there are a couple that are like that. But when I went back and revisited both of the 2 CDs that were released, I was surprised that I had forgotten how the greater majority of the tracks were high quality. I mean, they were demos. They were demos from back in the days, from 80, 81, 82, 83, and then some stuff in the 90s. But they were good sounding. They weren't bleh. Anyway, so I went on and I went ahead and bought this. And it's great. It's got some of the tracks from the first and second CD. There were 2 CDs, and there were actually 2 single record releases. Now, this one has a combination of songs from both. I'm not sure why they picked it to do that. Maybe they kept them together or a certain thing. But I got the second one in. This one's just demos. Life or Death. Revelations, Life or Death. Interesting cover. I'm assuming these go together. Here's a guy putting a guy under a cloak. I don't know if he's meaning to be giving you the finger here. And then over here, you've got a guy coming out of the cloak. And this one's Victim of the Insane. You know, you would think it might be called Resurrection or something, but he's not coming to life. Anyway, so like the last one, it is a night. This is High Roller Records. They do a really good job. High gloss. All kinds. It's a gatefold, even though it's only single. Lots of classic pictures. And all of that. Now, both of these releases came in multiple colors. The other one, I believe, I ended up with. I picked them up for lower prices, but still in like new condition. The other one was black. This one's yellow, so I got a yellow on this. Comes with an insert that has like the logo on the back, and then some lyrics and stuff here that you can't read. I mean, seriously, dark on dark. The designer should be shot. And again, you know, so this particular one is made up from demos from 1980, 82, 83, and some cable shows from 82. The other one was some of the later stuff. A lot of the stuff from like the manic depression, manic from that time frame, or just, sorry, it's just called Trouble. I'm thinking manic frustration. See, I'm thinking Jimi Hendrix. So in that time frame of manic frustration and the Placid Greenhead era, so this one has things from 94, 93, live 94, things like that. Yardbirds, Beatle covers. So this one goes back into the 80s. And the thing is, a lot of these songs are tracks that were not, you know, on the album, so you do get some new stuff. There are some things on here that are Assassin, things that you have been heard. But anyway, good sounding stuff. And again, you look at this, and some of these were on 1 and 2 because they kind of split them up. But between these two, I did a comparison between the two records. You get almost all the songs on the CDs. The ones that they didn't put on there were what I would consider some of the more bootleggy stuff, like you know, some live tracks that were just, you know, not great quality. So I don't feel like there's much being missed when you put the best of the stuff on the vinyl. I just noticed now Trouble, that is a weird looking picture. It's got a big, like a big lump in there. I don't even want to start speculating on what the artist was trying to do. If you're familiar with Trouble, and if you're not, I'll tell you. So Trouble, they're just a mainstream band, but their lyrics on most of their albums, pretty much, were very religious. A lot of times, they were claimed to be a Christian metal band, or people would call them white metal, just because their lyrics were very positive. Run to the Light, things like that. The Tempter, they have songs like against Satan and about Satan. Psalm 9, you know, it's basically the title of the first album. It's got a picture of Golgotha with like a cross with a man on the cross. I mean, very, very religious, but not, you know, and then later albums he's dropping the F-bombs and things like that. So they're not Christian. I think, you know, 1 or 2 of the guys in the band have over the years been Christian, but they're not a Christian band, but they're white metal. In other words, their lyrics are positive, and at times they speak stuff of the Bible. So I don't know. I guess whoever did this was going for something like that, because you got the piercing in his foot, kind of like Jesus, and you got some weird thing about some guy under the table here. I don't know. And this artwork was just done by some random person. Who knows? But anyway, I just thought that was cool. It is called Revelations, Life or Death. Great stuff. I'm a big Trouble fan. Like I said, there's some Trouble albums that you can't touch for less than hundreds of dollars. I'll never get those, but I'll pick up some of the stuff as I go, and some of the reissues and things along that line as I can get them and enjoy them. And so that's it for now. That's just a little Trouble that I was in, and I've been cranking it out and enjoying it. If you like Trouble, check these out before they're gone. I didn't even realize they were on vinyl until I looked them up on my CDs and said, oh, look, they were released on vinyl. Somehow I missed that because they are imports from overseas. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching again, and I will see you soon. Rock on!